Hey guys, it's Tom again from Southern California out in the desert. Whoa, okay, we're doing a yoga sculpt today. For many of you who have done yoga sculpt with me before, you know that we're throwing some resistance in here to help us get a little stronger. Yoga is about flexibility and strength. The benefit of yoga, the easy benefit to distill is the flexibility part. We're doing a lot of stretching and holding postures, letting our muscles open up, letting our joints open up, letting everything kind of boom, get as stretched and long as possible. What we often miss is the strength part, and we can only go so far with our own body weight, so we're adding a little outside resistance to that. I've got a couple sets of weights here. I've got some light dumbbells, 8 pounds each. Feel free to use anything lower than that. If you don't have dumbbells or weights, don't use anything. The movement will still be fine. I will grab another dumbbell for myself because I remember we're going to be doing some fun stuff called a renegade row. The way the class is structured today, and you might have seen the little tutorial that I posted, these are my yogi assistants, Gus and Pip. They run the studio here at Low Tech Studios. So the way today's class is structured is we're going to do some yoga to start with, some sun salutations. We're going to add 2 levels of sun salutation. The classic sun salutation to start with, forward folding, halfway lifting, mountain, that kind of stuff. And then we're going to add some warrior postures in the second round, just to kind of get ourselves really limbered up and stretched and rotated and all that kind of good stuff. Then we're going to go into 6 movements, and we're going to repeat them 4 times. But here's how the time is going to work. So you need to get yourself prepped up for this, mentally and physically. Water, focus on the warm-up, especially getting yourselves really opened up. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Okay, so we've got 6 movements, and we're going to run through it 4 times. So it's 24 minutes, pretty non-stop of working out. It's split between some arms, some cardio, some back, so a little bit of everything, kind of overall full body movement kind of stuff. So that's kind of where our workout's headed. Once we finish that 24 minutes, we'll take a little bit of a break, kind of get ourselves a little watered up, or as we like to say here in the desert, liquored up. And then we're going to move into our classic sort of biceps and some more back and then some shoulder work, okay? So I've got a bunch of different weight options to pick from. Again, no weights is perfectly fine. And having options allows me to switch weights out. If I run heavy in the first round, I might decide in the second or even by the 3rd round, things are a little bit too much, I want to lower my weights. Or again, always pitch them completely. So let's get ourselves started to do some yoga. I'm going to talk you through what we call the integration. So get onto your mats, get all your equipment lined up in easy reach, get onto your mats. We're going to start at tabletop, hands and knees on your mat. We're going to bring ourselves into child's pose. So take those knees to the outside edges of your mat, bring your big toes together to touch behind you, shift your hips back onto your heels, and then go ahead and hinge forward, releasing maybe your forehead to the mat. If that's not comfortable for you, maybe grab a block or a pillow or a blanket or something to kind of help support that forehead. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and extend those arms in front of you. And here in child's pose, we're kind of doing a couple things. Getting ourselves ready for this class, kind of using this time to kind of be in the moment, make sure that you're taking time to recognize what's going on with you. So in that vein, take a quick inventory. What's happening physically. Start at the top of your head, go all the way down to your toes. Maybe you've been doing a lot of hiking or biking or walking, or you're hanging out, or maybe doing projects at home. Or here in the desert, it's pretty hot for gardening, but wherever you are, maybe gardening is the perfect pastime as we are still sort of locked down here in California. So take that assessment, see what might be a little bit, sticky. In other words, you might have a little bit of an ache or a pain. Honor that ache or pain. Know that their muscles are telling you something. They've been worked hard, so maybe back off. Feeling pretty strong, maybe gauge how much you can push yourself in this workout today. So taking that inventory, let's go ahead and create that nice rhythmic yogic breath, our Ujjayi pranayama. So I want you guys to seal those lips together. Give those nice, even inhales and exhales through your nose. As you settle into that breath, think about the breath. Focus your mind on the breath. That's the critical element. If you saw that little tutorial video I did, oftentimes I find my mind wandering, and what helps me, especially in a yoga practice, is I might be hyperventilating because I think, God, I'm holding this posture forever. When are they going to change it? And then, I'm not really one with my mind and my body. So I'm using the breath to do that. So you're going to develop a nice rhythmic inhale and exhale. Equal length, inhales equaling the exhales, a little deeper than your usual breathing pattern. Settling in. Now our warrior or Ujjayi breath comes with one more element. We're going to go ahead and constrict the muscles at the bottom of our throat. And an easy way to do that, if you're not quite sure, is to slightly tilt your chin towards your chest. And this is going to result in maybe a little bit of a vibration, maybe a little bit of a humming noise as you exhale. If you don't feel the vibration or hear the humming noise, don't worry about it. The key element of breath is to be mindful of the breath. Know that you're breathing in and out. Understand how that's working. As we move through our yoga today, I'm going to always do my very best to start you with the breath cue, the inhale and the exhale. If you get lost in the breath, you didn't hear me or you're not quite sure what you're doing, think about what your body's doing. Typically, as we move up and away from our mats, we're inhaling, and as we move down towards our mats, we are exhaling. So kind of keep that in mind as well. That should help you out. So we've taken an assessment. We know kind of where we're starting from. We've got that breath going. And let's take an inhale, bring ourselves into our favorite posture, tabletop. Let's do a little cow and cat. Kind of gently move that spine. So exhale, round that back. Drop your belly, lift your head. If you want to throw a hip roll in, please feel free moving those shoulders around. Give yourself about 3 or so easy rounds of cow and cat. And just moving things around. Beautiful. Come to stillness. So go ahead and curl those toes under. As I exhale, I'm going to shift my hips up into downward facing dog. So this is probably our first down dog of the day. Take that time, walk that dog. By walk the dog, I mean bend one knee, rise up with the ball of that toe, set it back down, do the opposite side, kind of toggle between them. A lot of people like to rise up on both toes, bend those knees, whatever really feels good and works for you. And all the while relaxing your head, letting that crown, the top of your head, just kind of dangle towards your mat, pushing away, keeping those shoulders active. Good, let's take a big inhale, look at the top of your mat, and you're going to exhale, step forward, keeping your feet hip distance apart. So forward fold, we call this ragdoll, our feet are apart. If that's where you feel more comfortable and balanced, every time you do a forward fold, keep those feet apart, don't worry about it. Go ahead and grab opposite elbows and just do a gentle sway side to side. This is going to kind of help loosen up our lower back. Walk both hands to the outside edge of one foot, give myself a little twist, and do it on the other side. A lot of people like to grab opposite elbows behind their knees. That feels kind of good too. And then release those fingertips back to your mat. We're going to slowly toe heel our feet together. And again, if you feel more comfortable and stable with feet apart, leave them apart. My knees are softer bent. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to rise to standing. And when I come all the way up, I'm going to kind of gently roll my shoulders back, open that chest up, and I'm going to keep those arms overhead, shoulders are relaxed. I see a lot of this going on, a lot of compression in your neck and the cervical spine, so let's keep those shoulders away from our ears. So boom, shoulders are dropped, palms are facing each other. I'm going to do a back bend, but to start with, I'm going to take my palms, put them on my lower back, I'm going to lift my chin up on an inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to press forward first, and then I'm going to drop my head back. And slowly inhale back up, arms overhead to the mountain. Bring those palms together, softening my knees slightly. I'm going to take the thumbs and just slide them all the way in front of my body, hinging at my waist into my first forward fold. Now let's go ahead and bend both those knees nice deep. I'm going to get to start some rotation. Take your left hand, plant it in the center of the mat. We're going to inhale that right arm up. And once you get the twist going, you might decide to straighten that right knee. And if you'd like, you can throw that arm behind your back into half a bind, which I kind of like to do to open my shoulders up. And then I'm going to release it. I'm going to exhale, bring that right hand back to my mat, plant that right palm on my mat. And both knees are nice and bent. We're going to inhale that left arm up. And again, once we get the twist, straighten the left leg. If you did it on the first side, do it on the second. I did a little drop bind on the first side of the try on the second as well. And then I'm going to slowly exhale and bring that left hand back down. Inhaling to my halfway lift. So in halfway lift, I want to make sure I'm really shifting forward into my toes, creating a nice upside down L, letter shape of the body, squeezing my shoulder blades back. A lot of people leave their middle fingers on their mats. It's not a problem. You can put your hands at your shins or even further up to your knees or your thighs, your choice, whatever feels good. And plant your hands on your mat and step yourself back into plank. Now in plank, typically what I see a lot of is people kind of shifted a little too far back. So as I inhale, I want to shift myself forward. We're going to go right into chaturanga. So if that's not your deal today, from here, just exhale into down dog. If you really want to add a little bit more strength element, shift forward on the inhale. Exhale, lower halfway down. Flip on the tops of your toes. Inhale into your first up dog. Lifting that chin if it feels comfortable. Looking forward if your neck feels more comfortable this way. And stretching out your abs, the whole front line of your body. And then exhale into downward facing dog. Second down dog of the day, so keep those legs moving around, giving ourselves this warm-up time to open up those hamstrings, our calves, working on the dorsiflexion of our feet, our ankles. Ankles, great stabilizers. Inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale to that half lift. Exhale, back to forward fold. Inhale, rise back into our mountain, arms overhead. Let's open those arms wide like the letter V. Lift that chin up on the inhale. Exhale, drop it back. Good. Inhale, back to mountain. Palms together. Exhale again. We're hinging, slow, releasing back into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And plant those hands, step back into plank. And again, inhale, shift forward to a cantilever. Exhale, lowering halfway down, hovering over our mat. Flipping under our toes, inhaling into our up dog, and then exhaling downward facing dog. Good, move and groove that dog around. Good, inhale one last time, look to the top of your hands. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, again, we're rising into our mountain, arms nice and overhead. Let's go ahead and drop our arms behind our back, release those fingers into a bind. Open that chest up. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, drop in that back bend. Good. Inhale, back into our mountain. Palms together, hinging into that forward fold. And exhale. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands, step it back into plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lowering halfway down. Flipping under my toes, inhaling into my up dog. And then exhaling, downward facing. Beautiful. Take the time, guys. Now, if my hands are on my mat, my fingers are spread nice and wide. Give myself a nice, good base of foundation. Pressing, pushing away from that with those fingertips. I'm going to inhale, right leg high. And as I exhale, I'm going to sweep that foot through under my body, planting it between my palms into a nice, deep, low lunge. This is a low lunge. I'm keeping my hips as flat as possible, so I'm not piking them up. I'm keeping them nice and down. And what I want to do is I want to plant both hands on either side of my right foot. I'm going to inhale my right arm up. This is going to be another good rotation. And I want to drop that bind again on the right side. Open that shoulder up a little bit more. Beautiful. Exhale, bring that right hand back down. Now I'm going to inhale to crescent lunge. So what I want to do first is I want to take that left foot, I really want to press against the ball of that left foot, really activate it for balance. And then inhale, I do this in two movements. Inhaling into a nice little hinge at the waist, and adding my arms overhead. Shoulders again nice and relaxed. Split leg stance, guys, a lot of balance going on here. Looking forward, maybe slightly up your choice. As I'm going to exhale into warrior two. So I'm going to begin by taking my back foot, spinning it so that it's parallel back edge of my mat. Ideally, if I do that line, I'd have that from my heel, would match my arch. Front knee is nice and deep and bent, looking forward. Keeping my shoulders stacked over my hips. And really pressing into the outside edge of that back foot. Take my front palm, I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to inhale, I'm going to reach forward, and I'm going to reach up behind me into my reverse warrior, Viparita Virabhadrasana, and then exhale, taking those hands, cartwheeling down to that mat, stepping that right foot back, inhaling into my chaturanga, exhaling, lowering halfway down, Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And inhale that left leg high. Exhale back to our low lunge, also called low dragon. Now option here too is to always drop that opposite knee for stability, your choice. But again, both hands are planted on either side of that left foot, inhaling that left arm up. Now I did a little bit of a bind on the first side, so I'm going to do it here on the second. Opening that shoulder up. And then exhale, bring that left hand back down. And again, moving into crescent lunge, I'm going to stabilize by pushing back against the ball of my right foot. Inhale, hinging up at my waist, my hips here, arms overhead. Again, shoulders relaxed. I'm trying to stay as tall as I can, staying deep in that front knee. Beautiful. Keep breathing steady and strong. I'm going to exhale again into my warrior two. So back foot spins. Boom, front knee is nice and deep, looking forward. If I want to check my arms, I can bring them in front of me, line up those thumbs, line them back in position, swivel my head forward. Good. My palm flips up towards the sky. I'm going to inhale, reach forward, and then move into my reverse warrior. I added a bind on the first side. Oh man, I'm sticky today. As I exhale, cartwheeling those hands back down to my mat. Stepping that left foot back, inhaling, cantilever forward. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Good, take a nice deep breath in. Look up toward the top of your mat. Exhale, step yourself forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's sit in a chair. So you're now in chair, my hips are shifted back and the weight's in my heels. And again, my torso, like a squat, my torso should be the same angle as my legs. So if I'm in chair like this, not good. Better to be taller in chair than too slumped forward because you're going to throw that lower back out of alignment. So shifting your hips back. Let's exhale, sweep those arms back like airplane wings. And let's inhale back into our mountain, Tadasana. Arms wide. Inhale, lift that chin up. Exhale, drop back. Inhale, back to mountain. Palms together. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands, step yourself back into plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. All right, let's build up a little bit of steam. Inhale that right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And then exhale, hands back to that mat. Stepping that right foot back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale into crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat. Stepping it back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward. Good. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. So spin the back foot. Get into your warrior two. Exhale, reach it forward, extended side angle. Now inhale, we're going to hinge, rising up. Straighten that front knee, reverse triangle. So reaching up, arcing back. Throw a bit of a bind in here. I'm going to soften my front knee. Exhale, hands to the mat. Cartwheeling it down, stepping my right foot back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. This is it. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, rising in again to our warrior two. Exhale, reaching it forward, extended side angle. Inhale, rising up, straighten that front knee. Throw in the bind. Reverse triangle. Then exhale, soften that front knee. Hands to the mat, step that left foot back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Take some time, let's move those legs around, pedal out those legs. In downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, step forward. You guys have a seat on your mat. Grab some water right now. Here's what we're gonna do. 4 segments, 6 movements in each segment. 45 minutes on, 15 seconds off. So each segment is a minute. We've got 24 minutes of workout here. We're gonna start with plank, knee to elbow. I'll show you what those are. Bicep curls, I'll show you a new technique I've been using for bicep curls. If you watched my tutorial, you'll have seen that. Mountain climbers, we know what those are, I'll go over them again. Weighted squats, we'll talk about those. Renegade rows, yikes, I hate these. Got lots of options for them, that's why I have my different set of weights for those. And then a hinge rotation. Okay, so plank, knee to elbow. So we start in plank. Move to 45 seconds, so it's a long time, so slow it down. Elbow. So I'm taking my knee to my elbow. Next up are bicep curls. Typically we do bicep curls, 1 dumbbell in each hand or weight bar. I'm changing it. I saw a guy I follow on Instagram and YouTube. He is so, he lives in the gym. I don't think he has a house. He's always in the gym. He's so shredded. He's so, he has a negative body fat. It's kind of not attractive, but at a certain point, he's got some really good information. And I saw this bicep curl, which I loved, because it helps promote stability and isolating the muscles. So what we're doing, he calls it a waiter curl, W-A-I-T-E-R versus W-A-D-E-R. Boom. I'm holding the weight in my hands. My elbows are right at my hips, I'm tall. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to keep the top of the weight flat. So if I come up, it's not staying flat. So what I want to do is I want to kind of rotate it up and back. So I'm kind of pulling up and then in and out. So from here I'm pulling out and then in. You see the difference? And really it's a nice 1 or 2 beats up and it's 2 to 3 beats down. So I'm holding the weight and I'm really isolating my biceps. So that's kind of a nice new technique I learned a couple weeks ago. I've been practicing with it, I kind of like it. From bicep curls, we're going to mountain climbers. Classic mountain climbers, starting here. High impact mountain climbers, lower impact in and in. Go underneath, but we're going to be doing those a little bit later. So in and in, perfectly fine. For mountain climbers, 45 seconds is a long time. Pace it out. Weighted squat. Now, you don't have to use a weight, but I like these. I'm going wider hip distance. So you saw a tutorial, we talked a lot about squats. Giving a little bit of a hinge, and as I go down, my hips shift back, activates my glutes more than my quads, takes a lot of stress off my knees, okay? So boom, shifting back and coming up. And again, I'm trying to keep the angle of my chest, my torso, equal to the angle of my shins, and my quads go no lower than parallel. So I'm not going to, I'll lose the weight for this, I don't want to injure myself. I don't want to do this, where I'm dropping my hips below my knees. I want to come right to here and then up. Now if I add a weight, I'm going to hold it here at my chest and up. Okay, weighted squats. And again, weight is optional. Boom, renegade rows. Here's what they look like. I'm going to add weights with them. I'm using kind of heavier. The reason I'm using heavier is because they've got these nice little sides, these little edges, and they keep me more stable. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the weights a little wider than hip distance apart and stepping back into a plank. I'm going to row with one, then row with the other. Now, option here would be no weights. Pulling up and then down. You got that, guys? Yeah, he's a very smart boy. So those are our renegade rows. And then hinge rotations. Feet together, hinging, boom, arms in front, rotating up with the right side, getting a twist, coming back down, and then doing it with the left. And really taking the time, trying to keep my knees together. This is helpful for prayer twists when we go into that side twist, so a lot of functionality for this, moving our rotational movements. So a couple planes of motion there. So that's one round. 6 movements. Second round, we're going to do the same thing, but our plank is going to go opposite elbows. So underneath, crosswise. Bicep curls again. Mountain climbers, we can shift to low impact plank jack. So out for our plank jack. And then instead of a weighted squat, we're going to do an alternate leg lunge, stepping forward and back, changing sides. If you want to use a weight on these, I recommend holding it at your chest, renegade rows, and the hinge rotation. So those are that's about half our workout. Again, 45 minutes on, 15 seconds off. Grab your stuff, guys. We're going to start with those plank knee to elbows. So I'm going to push my weights off to the side. I'll get my little Tabata timer going. And we'll get this workout done. 24 minutes. So a little countdown to start with. Coming onto tabletop. I'm going to shift back into plank. All right. Knee. Boom. To elbow. Again, nice and slow. Got 45 seconds of these. 4 rounds. A lot of strength, a lot of core here. We're over halfway done, guys. And don't forget to breathe. Here we go. All right, bicep curls. I'm loving these. So grab my weight, just one, cradling it. Starting with the weight low, 45 seconds on. Softening my knees. Up and then out. Keeping the top of that weight flat. And remember, I'm up for 1 or 2 beats. I'm down for 2 or 3. So as I lower down, the eccentric, that's where a lot of good strength comes from. So the slower and more controlled you go, the more you're working. Nice and easy and slow, perfect. I really like these. I might do a whole bunch of them later. I probably won't. It's killing me. Again, slow on the down, perfect. Next up, mountain climbers. Everybody loves to hate them. Starting in tabletop. Fingers wide, guys. I hate these. I mean, I love them. Here we go. Feel free to do high impact, low impact, always your choice. Stepping it forward. Good. A little cardio in our day. Keep breathing. Beautiful. All right, weighted squats. Again, weight at your chest. Start with good stance. Feet wide at hip distance. Feet are parallel to each other. Remember, got a hinge, shifting those hips back and then coming up. Nice squat. And don't worry about how low you go. Just don't drop those hips below your knees. But anything above that is perfectly fine. That might be your range of motion today, which is perfectly okay. Nice and easy. Renegade rows. Why did I think of these? All right, so remember starting in plank. Again, I go with my feet wide. I want to have good stability and balance. So I'm bringing one arm up and then the other side. So I want balance here. So again, renegade row, pulling one up, dropping it, moving to the other side. Remember, weights are optional. You don't have to use them. Wow, this is really good for core. Right, alternate hinge rotations. Feet together. Hinging forward, arms in front, hinging up with a twist. Again, trying to keep those knees side by side. But slow, working on that twist. Like this should be enough. It's just finishing our first round. We got 3 more to go. Yay. All right, back at the top. Plank, knee to opposite elbow. So we're crossing under our bodies, starting in tabletop, of course. You can take this into high impact land if you'd like, by picking up your pace. Awesome, almost there, guys. Beautiful bicep curls. Now, if you want to do a double bicep curl, dumbbell each hand, please feel free. Try these though. I like the way they work. Good isolation, good stability. Up, slow on the way down. That might be very exciting. Gus has fallen asleep. Hi there. I see you. He's on the sofa staring at me. Thanks for your support. Yeah, not so much support. Oh, I really like these. All right, weights off to the side. All right, plank jacks, low impact. So plank jack, one leg comes out. We start in tabletop, move into plank. Here we go, plank jacks. One foot steps out, hips stay low. You're feeling this in your back, obliques, transverse abs, that core. What we forget is that our back, we all talk, oh, my back is bad, I have weak core. No, your back is actually part of the core system. So we want to work on back as much as we want to work on transverse abs or obliques in our 6-packs or 8-packs or your 24-packs, whichever you've got. But back is a component of core. And we're working our back here as a stabilizer. All right. Now, alternate lunges. I'm going to do these without weights today. I'm starting at the back of my mat. My right foot's going to step forward into the lunge. Stepping it back, then left foot forward. If you want to go ahead and add a weight here at your chest, it's perfectly fine. You can have dumbbells at your sides as well, or some people put them right up their shoulders. Some people go overhead, which is awesome. But today I'm really focusing on my balance. We're working on balance. This is total legs as well. I step forward, I'm going to push myself back, keeping my torso nice and tall. Good, we're almost there. All right, back to renegade rows. Why did I think of these? Why did I think they'd be a good idea? They're not. Again, feet wide. Why am I working before I have to? Uh-oh, here we go. Ten seconds, guys. Beautiful. Hinge rotations. All right, feet together. Hinging at the waist, knees soft. Here we go. Keep my knees together as much as possible, not letting one shift forward or back. Ooh. Good news, guys, this is bringing us to halfway, so we're almost there. All right, back at the top, knee to elbow, plank. Woo! Starting in tabletop, no rest for the wicked, here we go. Plank, knee to elbow. Less than 10, guys. Awesome. Bicep curls. Woo, those build up a sweat. Again, dumbbell in my hand, elbows right at my hips, tall, soft knees, feet parallel up, and slow it on the way down. Slowly up, and on the way down. So we're up in 1, we're down in 2. Beautiful. I love these bicep curls. My new favorite things to do. Let me know if you feel these more in your biceps. I know we're isolating them more. Which also means you might have to go down in your weight. Or again, No weight, just start with your movement. All right, now we're doing mountain climbers. Yikes! The gift that keeps on giving. All right, starting in tabletop. Again, high or low impact, your choice. Here we go. Halfway there, guys. Woo! Nice. Squats. I'm doing my weighted. Again, you don't need to. Starting with good foundational support. Knees right over my ankles. Feet are parallel. Shifting my hips back first, coming on back up. Keeping my chest up, looking forward. Really shooting my hips back, engaging those glutes first, then pushing up for all the strength in my legs. Back for renegade rows. All right, we can do this. We can do this. We are set. It's our penultimate renegade row. We only got one more to go after this. There's the whistle. Ten seconds, guys. Awesome. Hinge rotations. Right on time. Good. Here we are. Rotating it up. Back down. Opposite side. Keep it slow. Keep those hips lifted slightly back. Weight is in your heels. And slowly giving yourself a nice rotation. Working the transverse and the sagittal planes. And as well as the frontal plane. So got everything going first here. 10 seconds left, guys. All right. Last round. Woo! Sorry. Starting with our plank. Knee to opposite elbow. So calling under our bodies. Starting in plank. Hello. You move, guys. Thank you. Twenty seconds, guys. Whoa, okay, bicep curls. I look forward to my bicep curls. I like these a lot. All right, tall, elbows at my hips. Remember, it's a waiter curl. Keep that top of your weight flat, and you're coming up in a 1 count and releasing back down in a 2 or 3 count. Remember, it's that eccentric motion, the lengthening of the muscles, where you start to work against gravity, keeps you strong in the whole range. That's the concept behind tube and band work, is that the tubes elongate and retract so at the same level, so you're working all the time. But working those bicep curls, it's your last set of bicep curls. I really like these. I hate the renegade rows. I'm not gonna do those again for a long time. All right, plank jacks, low impact. Or high, your choice. I'm gonna do low. I'll tell you in a minute why. All right, low impact, boom. Keeping my hips flat. Secret to success. Secret to success is to have inherited money. All right, 10 seconds, guys. Ooh, shake out that upper body. Alternate lunges. I'm working today. Again, if you want to add a weight to it, no problem. Here we go, stepping forward, stepping back. And again, you're going to feel these legs probably day after tomorrow. So what's today? Wednesday? I suppose. I don't know what Wednesday means anymore. All the days look the same. All right. Renegade rows. So last set of renegade rows. Thank heavens for those. All right. Last set of renegade rows. Thank you. Ten seconds, guys. Wow, those are hard. All right, hinge rotations. Love those. Favorite things in the whole wide world to do. Feet together. All right, here we go. Last, or 24 minutes of working out. Felt pretty solid to me. Felt pretty contiguous to me. Not a whole lot of rest and recovery. So heart rate should be up a little bit. We've interspersed some cardio here. Almost there, guys. About 10 seconds left. grab some water. Get yourselves hydrated on up. Woo, let me get some water for myself. Keep drinking. All right. So, this is my first pretty intense workout. I mean, I've been walking the dogs. I've been doing a little yoga, not so much a heavy duty flow, but a little bit of gentle kind of some movement. Hello, humble yoga assistants. But Monday, I had my first in-office visit with my cardiologist after my pacemaker was put in, which was just June 4th. When I didn't have a pacemaker, I was in AFib about 10% of the time. And the problem was, not so much that my heart rate went up, and it's not great, but it became regular, and it's the starting back. It's that in that interim irregularity where mischief can happen. And mischief meaning blood clots can form, causing strokes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, just to give you guys an idea, my resting heart rate pre-pacemaker was 48, okay? So all of my heart rate thresholds, my intensity of working out, are you at 90%, 50%, 60% of your maximum heart rate threshold was predicated on my resting heart rate being 48. So when I had the procedure, they set it at 60, which I thought was kind of high, but I went back Monday, and he said, well, we've got the first batch of results, because it reads information full time. Thank you guys for licking me. I know that you're starved for salt. And I was only in AFib 4% of the time, and when I had my 30-day Holter monitor, I was in AFib about 10% of the time. So in my, unscientific head, I'm thinking, well, that's good, right? Well, he wasn't quite sure. And again, I'm on blood thinners, he wants to. So he now set my floor, my heart rate will not go below 70, which is almost a 40% increase in my natural resting heart rate, which, because I'm in such good shape, they tell me, because my heart rate's really low, typically people that suffer from AFib are very sedentary, their nutrition's not that great, they carry a lot of excess fat, which compromises their organ systems, the heart, the liver, pancreas, all that kind of stuff, which affects secretion of hormones, etc., keep our bodies, moving and grooving. So typically they like to increase those people's heart rates, and, or they're so high they bring them down with medication, beta blockers. But what's happening with mine is that I'm too healthy. I got a little... Okay, I got low battery, but that's okay, we're almost finished up. So anyway, they set it to 70, so this is my first workout with that going on. So let's see how this works out. Grab your dumbbells, got a little bit of time left, so let's get some arms working. So bringing myself to my mat, weights at heart center, shifting my hips back, cocking my elbows back. Let's do some tricep kickbacks for 1, 2, 3. 8, 9. Let's do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Keep those legs behind your butts, palms facing each other. Pulse those legs, both arms together. 1, 2, 3. And beautiful. Boom. We're standing a little taller. Hinge at the waist. Arms laying in front of us. Weights by my knees. I'm doing some reverse flies. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 8. Let's do 10 more. Last one. All right, let's do some shoulder work. Feet hip distance. We're going to stagger these. Front raise, 1. Other side, 2. Side raise, 3, 4. Front, side, last set. Front, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Put your weights down, guys. All right. Awesome job today. I'm a sweaty mess. I hope you are too. Long, long workout. 40-15. Really killer intervals, long intervals, 24 minutes of working side by side, non-stop. Enjoy the rest of your day. Join me again. I'll shoot this email out to you guys. Check out that tutorial as well. And I'll be adding some more tutorials, some more workshops, short videos on how things are put together and why. So if you're interested in those, check them out. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for taking time out of your lives to get moving and have some fun. And until next time, from my heart to yours, Namaste. And we're out.